I'm unhappy. I really don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's been over 120 days since we started doing this, and I keep finding myself in a place where I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'm unhappy about that. I don't know, I keep trying to find the path forward, which is basically what we're all doing whenever we're in this process of becoming healthier, of losing weight. But at the same time, more than that, dealing with a food addiction, an eating disorder, and depression, mental health struggles. And so I feel like I was trying to find, or I keep trying to find that sense of purpose again. And for the last couple weeks, I've been mostly trying to touch on things that I feel are related to this whole idea of becoming a healthier person and losing weight. And getting blood work done last week and talking to my doctor here in Argentina, and seeing her concern about how my cholesterol is in a bad place, to the point that someone, as she says, she's not, prescribing medication is not her first line of defense, but she felt like she couldn't let me leave the office with a prescription for a cholesterol medication. And so I keep trying to figure out what the next step is. And that includes making these videos, because I think that the first and foremost, I guess, the most important purpose that this served was having a form of external accountability for me, which is something that I've always struggled with in the past. And so that bit has been clear from the beginning and is still very clear. And the way that I see it is, as long as I'm making these videos, I'm committed to the process. As long as I'm doing this, I'm still committed to the process. I haven't given up, if you will. And so I keep trying to figure out a way to move forward. And I feel like maybe for the last few weeks, months really, that something has shifted, where I almost feel like the purpose of the videos is, or the motivation to make the videos is coming from somewhere else. Perhaps in a way to try to make the videos more appealing, or more, I don't know what the word is. Maybe the idea of like making content that would resonate with people started influencing what I was doing, and took the focus off of the original purpose of the videos, which was to document how difficult this is, how really, truly difficult this is. And the problem is that it is difficult. It is monotonous. It's not fun. We can try to make it a little bit better, obviously, and our attitude towards it, is hugely influential, but it's not necessarily fun or easy. It's the complete opposite. And so I started feeling like maybe, or I've been feeling that maybe the motivation for this is coming from somewhere else and not from where it should come from, which is a commitment to the process and a desire to share the process as raw and unfiltered as possible, I guess. While still, be able to actually do it, and what I mean by that is the time commitment of making the videos, of editing the videos, like everything else that comes along with it. And so I feel like I've been sort of lost. My commitment to the process, to the weight loss, is a bit off, and has been for the last few weeks. And I'm glad that I haven't stopped making the videos, because it still feels like as long as that sort of chain remains unbroken and we're still, coming back day after day, we're still committed. And so that hasn't changed. But I feel like I need to rekindle my motivation. And I know this is not the first time that I've said it in the last 120 plus days. But that's part of it. And that's part of the process again. And that's what makes it so difficult. And it is monotonous and it is boring. And so I think that I need to figure out, and I think that this is purely, in my head. Like, I don't think that anything really needs to change that much, but just the motivation, sort of like an understanding, an internal understanding of why I'm doing this, why I'm making the videos, and maybe not worry so much about how interesting or fun the videos are, which it is difficult not to get caught up in that in a medium like YouTube, where there's so much entertainment, I guess. And so it feels like you want to participate, you want to be, you're also throwing your hat in the ring, because I'm not immune to that, and it's nice to receive that sort of validation, but I feel like maybe I'm letting that take over or take a bigger piece than it's supposed to, and shift the motivation and the focus away from what it should be, which is and has always been and will always be for this, to improve my health. Because the reality is that I am very unhealthy. As my doctor said, everything that I'm seeing here in your blood work relates to someone who should be like an unhealthy person in their 50s, except that you're in your 30s. And my Aura ring gives like it's the Aura ring, the thing that I wear for as an activity, fitness, and sleep tracker. It's now measuring VO2 max, which is basically like how fit you are, I guess, your aerobic fitness. And it basically says you have the fitness of someone who's like 75 plus years old. So the reality is I'm very unhealthy, and that needs to be the focus. And for some reason, for the last few weeks, the more I think, or the more I was starting to be influenced by the videos, like what am I going to make for this video, the more work it becomes mentally. And then at the same time, it's taking some of that motivation, or it's taking some of the energy and moving the motivation away from what it should be, which is to regain my health and to get, at least to get back to baseline, so that we can keep improving from there. And so I need to make this conscious effort and make a conscious decision to I guess in a way, not get seduced by the other aspects of this and remain true to the process, which is to improve my health, regain my health. So I am going to spend the rest of the weekend thinking about that, in introspection, if you will. Not just for the future of the channel, but again, for the future of my health. And I think that if this is and has been interesting to you, is or should be because of what I'm undertaking myself, the process that I'm going through, and my motivation to share that as openly as possible, and to really see what it takes to be successful at something like this. Not in a, I guess not in a highlight reel version of it, where you see a 3-minute video of like how I lost 100 pounds, but more of what it actually takes day in and day out, day in and day out. I don't even know what the word is. The drudgery of it, I guess. How monotonous it is, how difficult it is day in and day out, and what it takes, really what it takes to do it. And hopefully motivate myself, keep myself accountable, and motivate you if you're also going through it and struggling to see how any of it makes sense. So that's it. I shall be thinking about that. So thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.